Om. Om. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukhatam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurum Tam Namami Shrutismritipurananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punav Punaha Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam Vande Guru-paramparam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Jai Gurudev. Rina, Rina, are you able to chant the first few shlokas of chapter 13?
Yeah.
We'll chant up to 5 shlokas and then we can start with the PDF. And welcome back, Dr. Mara. We missed you for a long time.
I know, thank you. How are you doing?
All fine, all good.
Okay.
We are in the 13th chapter. We just started, we just did 2 verses. We are in the second verse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, when I was looking at this the videos, sometimes these words are not like focused, somehow. I was trying to do what was the 9th chapter or 11th chapter, something like that.
You mean the PDF as shown on the in the video?
Yeah, on the video. Yeah, the letters. I mean, normally I don't have that problem. Yesterday, I'm still in India in the Ayurvedic retreat, but I was trying to listen to, because from the 11th chapter I missed, so I was trying to do that. So anyway, I can look it up in the other one, but I could
in the actual PDF. No, yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's okay. So I thought, like in the future, maybe we could, pay attention.
Pay attention to that.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Mrinal, if you're ready, you can go ahead. Or if you're finding it difficult to retrieve, no problem. I will chant. No need to project the stanzas. You can just chant from your book.
I couldn't find the book nearby. That's why I was looking for.
Would you mind chanting just 2, 3?
Yeah, no problem. No
Yeah.
issues at all. No issues.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Okay.
ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। अथ त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञविभागयोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच इदं शरीरं कौन्तेय क्षेत्रमित्यभिधीयते एतद्यो वेत्ति तं प्राहुः क्षेत्रज्ञ इति तद्विदः। क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत। क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम। तत्क्षेत्रं यच्च यादृक् च यद्विकारि यतश्च यत् स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु। ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः। महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च इन्द्रियाणि दशैकञ्च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः। I think we'll stop here. We were at the third verse, as in, I think the verse numbers are a little different because in some texts there is Arjuna Uvacha as first. So we were
yesterday, I think we stopped at 419, is it?
420 we had to start, yeah.
420, right?
420, yeah.
Yeah, Jai Gurudev, I think the heading there is no way other than knowledge for moksha. So we can start from 419.
Yeah. Let's do one or two paras before that so we get the context and we'll continue.
Check. There is no way other than knowledge for moksha. Shruti herself makes it clear that there is no other way than knowledge to gain this freedom. Nanyah pantha vidyate ananyah. Ananya. For freedom.
Ayanaha, I think that is.
Ayanaha. Ayanaya. Ayanaya. Yeah, Ayanaya. For freedom from being a limited person, another path does not exist. When the whole problem is one of ignorance, what other way is possible? If I do not know something and knowing it is going to mean my freedom, I must know. I'll read it again. From being a limited person, another path does not exist. When the whole problem is one of ignorance, what other way is possible? If I do not know something and knowing it is going to mean my freedom, I must know. Experience is not going to accomplish from freedom for me. The self is always experienced, and moreover, all the experiences happen because of this awareful self. Any type of experience, whether subjective or objective, in relation to an object external to the senses, implies the presence of consciousness. A perception of a form, for example, is nothing but consciousness, plus whatever constitutes the perception. A perception of a form, for example, is nothing but consciousness, plus whatever constitutes the perception. Similarly, a sound, smell, taste, or touch, perception, or anything you imagine or dream are all nothing but one consciousness, which does not differ. It is not necessary to specially experience the self because it is always self evident, and because of which the self you experience everything else. Therefore, freedom is a matter of recognition, a matter of knowing the self. The fact is, freedom is identical with yourself. It is not something that is created and can therefore be lost. If there is such a thing as freedom, it can only be intrinsic to the person who is seeking freedom and can be gained through the discovery that the seeker and the sought are identical. It cannot be said more directly than it is in this Vakya. Nanyah pantha vidyate ayanaya. It appears in the Yajurveda in Purusha Sukta and is expressed differently in many other Shruti texts. Taittiriya Upanishad says Anandam Brahmano Vidvanana Bibheti Kadachaneti. Anandam Brahmano Vidvan na Vibheti Kadachaneti. The one who knows Ananda of Brahman is never afraid. Everything knows Ananda in some form. Different types and degrees of pleasure from different sources will all reveal one fact, that in spite of limitations, one can be happy. This means that whatever Ananda you experience is nothing but a taste of what the self is. What does it mean then when we say one knows Ananda of Brahman? Brahman is not an object but the self, and therefore this is the Ananda of oneself, the limitless, the whole. The one who knows this naturally, not afraid of any other thing, because there is no other thing. It is not possible to be limitless and at the same time encounter the presence of second thing. The limitless plus something is incidental, name and form, Namarupa. The essential truth of all the names and forms is yourself. Space, time, all names and forms are the self. Yet the self is independent of all of them, while they are not independent of the self. With this knowledge, one is no longer afraid. Like one wave which has understood that it is water and that every other wave, in fact, the whole ocean is water, knows that it need not be afraid of a breaker. It understands that the breaker itself is another form, both forms being purely incidental. Shankara quotes numerous Shruti passages stating that freedom lies only in the knowledge of the self. Then he quotes passages confirming this by stating the condition of a person who is under the spell of ignorance. In Taittiriya Upanishad, in the same section, it is said, अथ तस्य भवम भवति. अथ तस्य भवम भवति.
भयं भवति.
अथ तस्य भयम भवति. Thanks. Thus he has fear. Preceding to this statement, it is said, when one makes even a small division in this self, there is fear. I'll read it again. In Taittiriya Upanishad, in the same section, it is said, Atha tasya bhayam bhavati. Thus, he has fear. Preceding to this statement, it is said, when one makes even a small division in this self, there is fear. Udaram antaram kurute atha tasya bhayam bhavati. This small division may be the notion that the limitless includes me, but I am not limitless. Just as the ocean includes wave, but the wave doesn't have the status of being the ocean and thus somehow belongs to the ocean. Read it again. This small division may be the notion that the limitless includes me, but I am not limitless. Just as the ocean includes the wave, but the wave doesn't have the status of being the ocean and thus somehow belongs to the ocean. That is true if you are looking at the wave as one entity and the ocean as another. If you are looking at water, the water in the objects called wave and ocean, you see only one water appearing in different forms. The form has a truth about it, which is water, and therefore the status of the reality of ocean or waves is mithya. You cannot say the wave is non-existent, nor you can say it exists independently apart from water. Similarly, the individual and the Lord are one and the same essentially. When that is appreciated, you can play any role without fear or grief. As an individual, of course, you have a history. You were born at given time, grew and aged, were sometimes successful, sometimes not. All that is possible for the form, but not for the essence of that form, which is one changeless consciousness. If, however, one were to make the small division that the Lord is Himself, but He is not the Lord, no matter where He goes or what He does, there is no possibility for any freedom from fear. As an individual, he cannot avoid fear of mortality, fear of isolation, fear of being overwhelmed by the world. Inner leisure is not possible for him because he has so many cares. To know a wise man, you must be wise. And it is only by some grace that one studies under a teacher who knows the truth of the self. What happens more often is that one chooses a teacher who does not know, and this amounts to the blind leading the blind. Though a person may have some insight or even be very learned about the Shastra or under the spell of some delusion, he may think that he knows the truth and is in a position to teach others. Unless you know the truth yourself, how can you determine whether he really knows or not? And if one can determine it, you know the truth and do not require a teacher. So it is not difficult to understand how one can fall into the hands of a teacher who does not know. Read it again. To know a to know a wise man, you must be wise, and it is only by some grace that one studies under a teacher who knows the truth of the self. What happens more often is that one chooses a teacher who does not know, and this amounts to the blind leading the blind. Though a person may have some insight or even be very learned about Shastra or under the spell of some delusion, he may think that he knows the truth and is in a position to teach others. Unless you know the truth yourself, how can you determine whether he really knows or not? And if you can determine it, you know the truth and do not require a teacher. So it is not difficult to understand how one can fall into the hands of a teacher who does not know. The problem often is that one takes a charismatic approach to learning. If someone is renowned, there is often an assumption that he is worthy of being followed. Suppose Prince Charles were to abdicate his position as a heir to the throne and undertake a spiritual pursuit. Even if he does not know anything, you will find many people wanting to follow him. Siddhartha walked out and look what happened. Even the neighboring king, Bimbisara, told him that if Siddhartha discovered some truth, he, the king, would be his disciple. In order to have following, he did not need to know anything. His renunciation was enough because he was a prince. People renounce their lives for a spiritual pursuit every day, and nobody pays any attention. But if a celebrated person does, if celebrated person does it, it is the front page news. This is called reflected glory. And people seem to find it very difficult to distinguish between glory and wisdom. So, when they follow such people, it is the blind leading the blind. As we saw, the problem of samsara is rooted in ignorance, and its solution lies only in knowledge. Shankara quotes another Shruti, Brahma Veda Brahma Iva Bhavati. He who knows Brahman is Brahman itself. The knower of limitless Brahman is necessarily limitless because limitless is not an object. Read it again. As we saw, the problem of samsara is rooted in ignorance, and its solution lies only in knowledge. Shankara quotes another Shruti, Brahma, Brahma Veda, Brahma Iva Bhavati. He who knows Brahman is Brahman itself. The knower of limitless Brahman is necessarily limitless because limitless is not an object, which by definition excludes the subject. It is yourself or it does not exist. This is in contrast to the Shruti, which says, saying, he is one, I am another. He does not know. He is just like an animal in this way for the gods. Anyosau, anyoham, asmiti, न स veda yatha Pashureva sa Vedanam. Thinking he is different from the Lord, that person becomes exactly like a cow, meant to perform a variety of services. In an agriculture society, as the Vedic society was, the cow provided milk, bullocks tilled the fields, and were used as beasts of burden. Just as these animals served human beings serve the gods if they see themselves as different from the Lord. The gods here are Agni, Varuna, Indra, and so on, to whom these people offer various oblations. The idea is they are karmathas. They can only please the devas and get some small reward, like the animals working all day or some fodder. These people perform various rituals or some punya and thus become like tools or pets for the gods. As you keep on pampering a pet because it is always available for you for your beck and call. So the gods keep on rewarding human beings who serve them. There is nothing wrong with that, but it will not solve the problem of samsara. Do you want me to read this again? No, it's okay.
Yeah, you can read that one more time, Renal.
As we saw, the problem of samsara is rooted in ignorance and its solution lies only in knowledge. Shankara quotes another Shruti, Brahma Veda Brahma Iva Bhavati. He who knows Brahman is Brahman itself. The
That
knower of
is Brahma, sorry.
ha,
Brahma Veda Brahma Eva Bhavati.
Brahma Veda. Okay, thank you.
Eva
Brahma
means only. Yeah,
uh, what is Veda? Brahma Veda.
Veda is knowing.
Ha,
The one
okay.
who knows Brahma becomes Brahma himself.
Brahma
Eva
Veda.
is like, but Eva is only, I mean, absolutely, or he becomes him. That's it.
So it is Eva here.
It is not Eva, it is Eva.
Eva.
Brahma Eva Bhavati.
Okay. The knower of the limitless Brahman is necessarily limitless because limitlessness is not an object, which by definition excludes the subject. It is yourself or it does not exist. This is in contrast to the Shruti, which saying, He is one, I am another. He does not know. He is just like an animal in this way for the gods. Anyosau, Anyoham, Asmiti, Nasa, Veda, Yatha, Pashureva, Sa Devanam. Thinking he is different from the Lord, that person becomes exactly like a cow, meant to perform a variety of services. In an agriculture society, as the Vedic society was, the cow provided milk, bullocks tilled the fields, and were used as beasts of burden. Just as these animals served human beings serve the gods if they see themselves as different from the God, Lord. The gods here are Agni, Varuna, Indra, and so on, to whom these people offer various oblations. The idea is they are karmathas. They can only please the devas and get some small reward, like the animals working all day for some fodder. These people perform various rituals for some punya and thus become like tools or pets for the gods. As you keep on pampering a pet because it is always available for your beck and call, so the gods keep on rewarding human beings who serve them. There is nothing wrong with that, but it will not solve the problem of samsara.
This is so important, I think so. Otherwise, we will keep ourselves engaged all the time in the rituals, and it will not take us anywhere. I think this paragraph is of utmost importance to understand, to go into the knowledge.
Yeah,
Dhyana
the
is the
Guna Upasana, the praying to the different gods for achieving some motives or some
because
desire.
what happens, we are living in the society, in the family. So many times we become targets that what you are means only doing the yoga, pranayama, and art of living, and you are not going to the temple, you are not doing this, you are not doing that. Like they really can't distinguish between these rituals and spiritual path. And we have to be very, very clear about this. And what we have chosen, we need to move on that path steadfastly. If a lot of time is consumed in the rituals, we need to uh, understand this and, if needed, curtail certain ritualistic this thing and keep it to the minimum, I think, once you are on this magnificent path. Brahmaraji, I also need some explanation in this. Jai Gurudev.
I think it happens automatically once you are on this path. The all the rituals, they will drop by themselves over a period of time as you will be evolving. Like for me, it happened after Navratra that my Navratra, I had done all like very, you can say sincerely or with whole heart, that all the that all that part we do, the sapshati, it almost took 1 hour daily. And I don't know what happened after the Navratri ended. Like just I I don't wish to recite now. My inner feeling is that now it's full. I don't need. That feeling is coming, and for the sake of not leaving it, I uh, just study, just read, just the initial 5-6 shlokas only. I've not left completely, but it happened that only initial 5-6 shlokas I am reading now. Though I was reading the Kavach, Argla, Kilak Stotra, uh, then Kunjika Stotram, and Tantrok Suktam. Like it was quite a time consuming also, but I used to relish in way that I used to have that feeling of fullness after reading that. But now after Navratri, it happened so that I don't know, there was some transition that uh, it seems that it is full now. I more of do the jap. I sit in the mandir and do more of jap with that alert mind. That is what happened. Yeah. Thank you. This is I wanted to share. the change which happened.
But as a karma yogi, we have been asked to do nitya karma and naimitya karma, right? And if you have seen, Guruji also mentioned it yesterday.
No, like I do all the like what uh, I do all the ritual, only that the path, the shlok, the all the sapshati part which was so elaborate. I am not reading daily, but I am reading only few shlokas now. It was that whole thing that I was reading. I don't know. I have this feeling of that it's complete. I from inner there is no desire to read it further. That is why I left. But I don't. I from inner side I was thinking why I am leaving. I should read, but my inner being is not allowing me to read. So I'm just reading a part of it, a very small part of it. So maybe in future I will again carry on, but at present I am having that it's done now. Like I don't know, like it happened uh, uh, automatically that it happened. I don't know.
Now, I raised this question because was never into the rituals before, and somehow I, in fact, started doing some rituals. I'm not very bare minimum. I don't read anything regularly. It's just this now, the sadhana and now Bhagavad Gita. That those are the main things which I would be doing. But the Dev Puja and all, whatever is there, just bare minimum I have been doing. But when we are reading all of this, I'm getting little confused. I'm not too much into rituals, but when I was reading this, the few lines where we are like animals when we are praying God, somehow I didn't have a good feeling reading about it. Mm, are we not doing anything to please ourselves or gain anything? Even if you have seen in this samsara, are we not working to get some money? Are we not doing something to get something? So then how it is different than praying a God? Like if I'm going for work, maybe I'm praying Devi Lakshmi over there, right? To get that money. So how it is different over here? Praying God, please, just to suppose if I'm not well, I'll be praying Dhanvantari, right? How wrong it is. I mean, how can I be an animal over here compared to an animal and be pets of gods? Somehow that I didn't get a feeling reading about these things. Because to live in this world, are we not doing something to be comfortable, be in a position whereby we are comfortable?
It says karmathas are talked here, no?
I
The
think this
karmatha.
need based living and that word comes no in the responsibility point. Need based where our need gets miss that full stop or comma, and where our greed starts, that viveka has to be dawned, and we need to curtail miss otherwise we see around so many people, their all purpose of visiting the gods and doing all this maximum is either celebration enjoyment or with some demand, all the time the demand. Yes, definitely, to run the samsara we need all these things, and where are we going to pray for all but to the devas to bless us with all the comforts and everything. But it should not become like a cow giving milk throughout her life just for that chara kind of that. I think it's very subtle, but as we are moving on this magnificent spiritual path, then this ritualistic and dharmic thing, we need to keep it in its place, like how we bathe ourselves every day. But just like that, it is so nice to be under the shower. That doesn't mean that we keep on extending our this thing in the bathroom. Same way, I think we need to keep it up to that much. Otherwise, no, there is no end to it. For hours and hours, we will keep on means our depending on our energy, our capacity, and walking on the spiritual path. So priority, time wise, and our own capacity wise, we need to give more importance now for the spiritual upliftment and the ultimate knowledge, not to compromise on that. That's what I get the message from this. And I need to underline this and see to it that more and more we are on this, giving more importance to the knowledge and the spiritual path than the uh, ritualistic this thing. Curtail them up to the understand, up to the need, and keep it over there. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
very good discussion on this. What I wanted to share was as long as we understand, as long as it comes from the understanding why we're doing what we're doing, then it is fine. If you're doing it only to gain an end, a certain end in the world, then you're continuing to reel in samsara. For instance, you're not well and then you do some homa to get better, or you're doing something. So you again and again, you're just reeling back in samsara. But if you know you're doing a ritual, especially that the Shastra tells us that Grahastha will continue to do his Nitya Naimitika karmas, and you know for what reason you're doing it. You're doing it for Antakarana Shuddhi, so that you cannot give up, so that you very well will do. So you understand and do it because you have the faith in the Shastra that doing this is going to create that Antakarana Shuddhi. Ultimately, you are on the path of moksha. So this is only to cleanse your mind, your inner equipment, to keep you prepared for to get that knowledge. So with this understanding, if we do rituals, then it is fine. We don't need to feel bad about doing a ritual as long as it is, in the purview of the Nitya Naimitika karmas. And like Gurudev says, lighting a lamp, doing a little puja, it creates a beautiful ambience in the house. So we don't need to completely negate it. We do it out of understanding. And when we do it out of understanding, and we doing it with the karma yoga bhavana, that bhakti comes in, then every little thing that we do, there is knowledge also along with that. You're recognizing Ishvara in every aspect of your living. So that is on one side. The second is this paragraph about how when you're just a karmata, you're nothing more than an animal, is only to bring to light that we should not just get drowned by these. Doing any amount of action is not going to relieve us of the fundamental problem. I think that is the import over here. If you are only doing, um, you know, yagas and homas and lot of rituals, not pursuing knowledge, then it is no different from an animal. But here we are, and that is what the Shastra says. She says they should go hand in hand. It is all about a balance. It is all about understanding. And I'm also reminded of what Nana had shared in Upanishad Ratnakaram session 1 about the degrees of, on this path, how one path is more superior than the other. He says, I don't know the whole shloka, but the gist of it is that those who pursue tattva jnana are uttamas, are the most exalted. A little less than that are those who follow shastra. A little less than that is those who follow mantra. And then the least, the last rung, the lowest rung is those who go to pilgrimages. This is not to denounce any of them. It is only to show that ultimately it is only Tattva Jnana that will liberate us. So I suppose it is coming out of understanding. And the second thing is, if you remember in one of the Gita chapters that we studied earlier, when you're doing mantra chanting or some ritual, at least that much less time you are engaging in the world and getting into maybe some papa karma or something. So at least you are training your mind, you're making use of your waking time in doing something which will have some adrishta phala sometime. So let us not denounce any of these things that either we are doing or others are doing. It is all for some adrishta phala will be there, because all of us have done some punya karma earlier in the earlier lives, or maybe this life. We have this adrishta phala, the grace of Ishvara, that we are put on to this path of knowledge, isn't it? So I think having a broad overview of all of this and coming out of understanding is what is the way forward. We don't need to feel bad, oh, because I'm chanting mantras, am I going down the path? No, I don't think so. I think it is aiding. The whole thing is about evolving. And like Savita ji said, if it happens naturally, you don't still feel the need for doing it, that's fine. You, instead of that, you're engaging yourself in reading some knowledge, in understanding some knowledge. That's perfectly fine. If it happens naturally, then it's great.
Also, one, two thing I wanted to share. Like we read in one of the verse in an explanation that while we do all these rituals, these ritual help in cleaning our antakarna. Like it is for that purpose. And I have observed that for last, like maybe it's 20 years, that ritual of reciting those repeatedly day after day, they just helped in basically they are cleaning the soul. So it is nothing bad, it is the lower, we started from the lower step, so we are stepping a higher every time, but they were the aid, they were helping us to evolve. So until unless that antakarna shuddhi did not happen, we could not understand this shastra also, no. So that these rituals, these prayers, they all help in achieving our goal only. And yesterday I was listening one uh, this karma yoga, this shloka 17 explanation. So it had that three features you develop: the atmarati, atmatripti, and atma santushti. So all these qualities, when you develop atmarati, is like you are happy with yourself, like that happiness which you feel in meditation, that for a moment, that type of happiness, if one is in that state whole day, you have that feeling of happiness inside, that fullness, then it is it is achieved only by your own efforts. After that antakarna shuddhi has happened. And atma tripti is also like you do not require, you do not have any lackness inside, you do not feel, you do not want anything, uh, some uh, external things to full to like to gain something, so that you feel that atma tripti, that after gaining this I will have that atma tripti. You already is full, you do not have any lackness in you. So that atma tripti bhav you are having, you don't need any material or person or situation to fulfill your inner fullness. And again that atma santushti also, that you are content with what you have, you have no desires. So it is again that you are away from all the raga and dvesha, because once you are in this knowledge, you do not desire anything, and that is when your raga dvesha will slowly, they will decrease. the you will you will not be your in outer world, you will not be behaving in a way that you are complaining or cribbing or having that malice if somebody behaves badly with you. So all these things will only happen when that antakarna shuddhi keeps on happening day after day. And it happens only after, like, we were doing prayers, doing meditation, doing seva. And it is, and of course the knowledge plays a very big role. So this is all a cumulative uh, thing which is happening, and this is how we will be evolving in this life. Yeah, this is what I wanted to share.
The confusion over here is because not that I'm very ritualistic. In fact, as I said, I started only recently performing rituals uh, at the yajnas, the homas, which happen in uh, Bangalore ashram.
It is
All of that I have
perfectly
started.
fine. No, no,
Sorry.
it is perfectly fine if you are, if you're having an inner desire to go for them. It is perfectly fine. It is that that is the hunger of your soul which is wanting it, and it is the desire of your inner being which is
Not
presenting as
no,
a thought.
Savitaji, it is not. I mean, in fact, I was feeling that I'm left out. That everybody is doing, so I should be also doing. That was the feeling I have right now.
But
But
this thought, how did this thought came to you? No, it must have come from somewhere after some. There must be
no,
some
from the beginning,
thought
I
that
have
happened.
not. From the beginning, I have not been into rituals at all, and it didn't give me any pleasure. For that matter. Though
But now you are
with the
doing it.
some company, I started doing certain kind of pujas and all. I felt nice. Not that I didn't feel nice after doing
So
it,
that is
but it
why
was
that.
not. It was my company around me, and when I saw them doing the puja, okay, I felt like doing it. But that was it. But then what I'm saying, like even in the ashram, there are Ayush homas for what do they do for your life, right? And then they do navagraha pujas. When it over here it is been said that those gods will use you as a pets.
Yeah,
That somewhere I felt uh, are we
this
not those pancha mahabhutas?
see
Our body
this is
itself is
about.
pancha mahabhutas, the maya
Yeah.
itself is pancha mahabhuta. Then bringing that onto the level of pets and gods, we call ourselves Ishvara. Then why not gods are also part of Ishvara, right? Then
See, we are talked of only of the karmatas, no? That the at the what Dr. Brahma just explained the levels of the karma yogi or maybe the spiritual seekers. So these are the levels. You know, the people, how many people, mainly 70% to 80% are more ritualistic because they do their nitya naimit puja every day, and many are done mechanically only. Maybe like very few people must be doing out of devotion. Many people do with some desire or with just a mechanical way that we have to do. So if it is coming that you are liking it, you are having that fullness feeling, so it is that part of you which is still, that lackness is there. And if you are doing these rituals, you will have that fulfillment feeling. And here, because these words about the, about comparing to the kettle, it is written, it is for the people of the at the lower level still. Because don't we take sankalpa? Like, I've stopped taking sankalpa now from like 1 year or so, because I think, why would I need a sankalpa if I want something, and if it is to be given to me, uh, uh, by the Lord itself, why should I take sankalpa? It is only that I pray just for as a devotion and a gratitude. It's only that that shift of mind happens, and you are not praying to seek some benefit out of that prayer, or you have that sankalpa. It is only that for showing your gratitude you are praying. So praying to God is not comparing yourself like with kettle. It is also you can show your gratitude also. It is for these karmathas who want to gain something out of these rituals that they pray to God. These people are talked of here, no? And if you are going for these homas, and you there's an inner desire, and you feel nice, and you have that fullness feeling, it is nothing bad. I think you should complete it, and you get, after some time you'll get over them. You will have that fullness, and you will think that I don't need them now. It is only that lackness, until unless that lackness is not fulfilled, you will have these inner desires of souls keep on happening. Like at present, we all are craving for this knowledge, don't we? Like I for me, whenever I get time, I just sit in my room and I just study or hear something. I don't wish to waste time. I never see TV, etc. It's that inner desire which is happening. So it it is it is that we are fulfilling that lackness which is in us, and this is how we are walking on this path, and like we are doing our efforts, we are showing all our efforts, and I don't know, but this is how I take
Yeah.
it.
Which is
Like I
true, but
was very
what
ritualistic.
Bhagwan also says is yajna dana tapah karma na tyajet. And we also see in the third chapter, um, it's because of yajna that the devas get their food, and because they are happy, they give down, they nourish the earth by giving us rains. So this is a cycle that is inbuilt in creation. We as grahastas will just have to fulfill that part. We cannot leave. We are not sannyasis. If you're a sannyasi, you're exempt from all nitya naimitika karmas. But as a grahasta plus a mumukshu, we put ourselves in the shoes of a karma yogi who understands there is Ishvara. He's doing every act as an offering to Ishvara. No doubt. He's also pursuing knowledge. But we'll have to continue doing our nitya naimitika karmas. And like Nana said, what nitya karma you want to choose, you choose and stick to that. In the Shastra, it is mentioned Agnihotra. Not everyone is initiated into Agnihotra. Nana himself, every morning he does. Yesterday I sat down and I wrote down, he chants about 16 different shlokas, including, of course, the Bhagavad Gita, complete all the 18 chapters. And it takes him a good 2.5 to 3 hours to do all of this. But that he's been doing from the last 20 years. That is his Nitya Karma. That has a purifying effect. So I think it should come from the understanding. We cannot completely negate rituals.
That's where it is getting confusion for me, Brahmanaji, because you agree to what is being said over here. And when I see you performing these rituals, going to pilgrimages, don't take me wrong, because this is the confusion in me. I would be doing the least rituals, and maybe the whole 24 hours, other than sleep. What is in my mind is just about what is going on with our Gita class and all. The whole focus is over here. When I read these things, I agree to that. But then we are all, most of us are not following so many things. Like as you said now, Nanaji also reads it. But then we agree to the text over here. Yes, we should not be doing this, just one Ishvara, and our focus has to be. That is where I'm getting confused over here. Now the Guruji whole Navaratras, so many yagyas have been happening. And then when the text says that these are not things you should not be doing, this is where my confusion
No,
is coming
these are
from.
not the things you should only be doing. See, if you're all your life, if you read the text carefully, it is, if you end up doing only this all your life, there is no way out of samsara. You're no better than a cow, which is doing whatever the master wants it to do, only for that little fodder. So it becomes like a pet of the devas, and you're in that cycle. Understanding that knowledge is what, see, the paragraph was what, that only knowledge gives you liberation, not action. So the whole focus here was saying, don't just get stuck in only action, 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 in only rituals and rituals. The only way out is knowledge. This does not mean we are denouncing, or Swamiji is denouncing rituals. Because somewhere Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan himself has said, Yajna dana tapah karma na tyajet. Can we, for instance, okay, understand that you're going to leave all of these rituals and just stay with knowledge, then you're no better than a sannyasi, isn't it? But a sannyasi who is unprepared, who is not mature enough, a person takes to sannyasa, will only become like a mithyachara, because half the time his mind will be coming back into what is happening to his family, his thing. So sannyasa is a path, is about, it's not a choice, it is about maturing. So till such time, let's understand, we are all grahasthas, no doubt, isn't it? Each one of us who's here is a grahastha. We are householders. So what
That's right.
Bhagwan has been asking us to do, be a karma yogi. That's what he's told Arjuna. Time and again he's told him. Arjuna wants to run away to Rishikesh, drop all his weapons. But he brings him back again and again, says, no, your duty is to be a karma yogi. You're a kshatriya, stand and fight. Similarly, we continue doing our duty, our responsibilities as a mother, as a career woman, as a father, whatever, with the understanding that Ishvara is there. So how do we bring in the aspect of rituals, bhakti and all that? By doing some nitya karma. It could be a little puja. It could be as simple as just lighting a lamp, saying a few shlokas. But so be it. Because Swamiji, Bhagwan himself says, you cannot be a karma yogi without recognizing Ishvara. Otherwise, you'll just be a dharmic person. You'll only be an ethical person. And no amount of living a life dharmically is going to help you go towards moksha, isn't it? You can live your life dharmically throughout, very ethical. Nothing wrong you're doing. You're doing everything according to ethics. But if there is no recognition of Ishvara, then there is no evolution towards knowledge. You recognize Ishvara, you go to either you seek a teacher who has this, who is a Brahmavit, and pursue this knowledge with that Shraddha, with the faith. So I think this is this combination of these. It's not just one path,
Correct.
isn't it?
That's true. Uh, so, uh, okay. Uh, when we are doing these yagyas and homas, we are actually praying Panchamahabhutas also over there, right?
Yeah,
So, and our body is made up of Panchamahabhutas. Everybody agrees to that. When we are
right.
doing Sudarshan Kriya, Yogasanas, what are we doing? We are aligning these Panchamahabhutas or the chakras, the alignment, we see that it is right so that the Kundalini or the prana flows in the right manner. The same thing when we listen to mantras and shlokas, actually it corrects your so many deformities in you, and it has an effect on your body or the chakras, right? And when as a remedies, most of the time, astrologers, especially from Art of Living, they would tell you to chant mantras and so do some rituals like pranayama. They would, in fact, tell you to do what kind of pranayama you should be doing, just to just to correct that kind of a chakra. Like if there is inertia in you, which will tell the stars will tell you that there is a inertia going to be there because of Shani in particular house. Then they will tell you to do a lot of sadhana. They will tell you to read Vishnu Sahasranam. These are the remedies which are given. When I raised this issue, that was said ki no, that is not right. Now here as Nitya Naimitika Karma, it is right. That's where I'm feeling ki, and when as a Grihastha, as a Karma Yogi, we have to take care of ourselves also as a body. When we say that loka samastha sukhino bhavantu, even I want to be sukhi, right? So taking help of these things just to be sukhi, not for anything else, just being in that state, no, because I want to grow in this path, I want to know more, I want to keep this body healthy, happy, so that I can pursue the higher knowledge. This is what is the work of astrologer also. No, he doesn't want to keep you, just be happy with that. He wants to correct things in your body as well, where it will work on your chakras, the shlokas which are given, which will correct the whatever has wrong gone in you. Like they will tell you to chant Om Namah Shivaya, which has been said by 100 times by Guruji. Every day he'll tell you to chant. These are the remedies which are given. But though that is not okay just because astrologer has said. But if you go to a counselor, if he says something, we are okay to do it. See, this is the confusion I'm having.
See, when you take up Nitya Naimitika Karma, it is not done as an upaya. What the astrologer gives you is upayas, and upayas can change with respect to different circumstances.
Correct.
Right? Isn't it? Whereas when you're taking Nitya as a karma yogi, you're following Nitya Naimitika Karma, there are you've set this out for yourself. For instance, I'm doing Agnihotra.
And what could be your
continuously.
What is your intention of doing it? Then tell me.
Exactly. The intention is the faith that by doing this, I'm offering this as an offering to Ishvara, and this is going to help cleanse my antakarana.
So you are doing it for yourself, right?
It is for
cleaning the antakarana.
Correct.
But what about the body where the Ishvara is staying? Are we not supposed to keep it healthy? Are we not doing yogasanas every day to keep it healthy? And if it goes wrong, if I'm getting some help to correct it, and you are doing yogasanas, but with the intention to correct that body, what is wrong in that? This is what I felt. Like they will tell you to do a lot of yoga, this thing.
I think the answer, no, I'm not defying that at all. People who need to go to the astrologer, welcome to go. I think in the coming chapters, in chapter 16, 17, where he talks of Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga and all of that, Bhagwan has laid out a path for good health. When he talks of different kinds of food, Satvik, Rajasik, Tamasik, he is laid out. Bhagavad Gita is such a complete scripture. So I think the answer to your question will come in the later chapters. So following a path of karma yoga, following all of that, you of course will not fall sick, as in you will continue to have a healthy body. I think maybe we'll park that question, but you ask this question. I would suggest that you bring this question up when we have Nana session next, so that let's get some clarity.
See, not everybody has read Bhagavad Gita, right? And if the prescribed things are according to Bhagavad Gita, why not take help of? Like, not everyone has studied medicine. people go to doctor. Same way, people who have studied your chart, who knows what kind of condition, what kind of Pancha Mahabhuta is heavy on you right now, he will tell you to correct it. That's it. It is correction of Pancha Mahabhutas only.
But you
Nothing
know,
else. Hmm.
Mrinal, somewhere it doesn't seem fit. This is my opinion. I may
Okay.
be wrong.
Yeah.
See, when you're on the path of moksha and
Hmm.
you're a karma yogi,
Hmm.
karma yogi is whatever he does, whatever is to be done, does it fully well, 100%, as an offering to Ishvara, and whatever result he gets, he takes it as Ishvara Prasada. That
Hmm.
whatever he gets could be sickness, it could be health, it could be wealth, it could be losing some money. So, whatever that result, he takes it as prasada, right?
Hmm.
That is a karma yogi. We are now talking of a karma yogi. So, for a karma yogi, with respect to a karma yogi, going back to astrology is like going down 2, 3 rungs, isn't it? Astrology is what is your manipulating your environment. You're doing some upaya, doing this in order to get favorable results. But a karma yogi is what, whether favorable, unfavorable, he takes whatever consequence of his action is with that samatva bhavana. He's balanced. He takes it as prasada. So with that in mind, I think all the discussion we had some days ago with respect to astrology came with this aspect in mind. Now we are talking of rituals. We are talking of rituals not to gain a particular end. The only end for rituals for a karma yogi is antahkarana shuddhi. I think this is my understanding, because from whatever we've learned so far, we understand that in order for knowledge to take place, there has to be antahkarana shuddhi and antahkarana naischalya. For the antahkarana shuddhi, we do karma yoga. In that, of course, as a grahastha, we have nitya naimitika karmas, yajna, dana, tapa, all of that comes into that. And for in antahkarana naischalya, you follow upasana. You do the saguna brahma upasana. You do dhyana. So these two prongs, with this, you follow knowledge. You pursue knowledge. I think
Yeah.
that
If
is
my
my
yeah,
understanding.
if my goal is wanting to know God, right? I am on this path. Like a karma yogi, are we taking everything comes in our life just as it? No, we are making some effort, right, in our life. We are not taking everything as is. Like just yesterday, Madhuriji was saying, we have to put in 100% and then take as a prasada. This is what was my feeling about it. Okay, you feel not well, and especially person who is going through trouble, it's not only health, from all side he's troubled, and that's where he's helpless, and he wants to make some effort to make things better for him. That's where I felt ki, and that time only doctor won't be able to help him, he needs some counselor, and these astrologers have been working as a counselors for all throughout. Maybe people have got experience, a bad experience about these people, maybe. But when we are doing these rituals, when we are doing the sadhana every day, we are doing it as is. But some people who are not doing it, some people are maybe not into chanting, such people are given this tool to come out of it. What is bad about it? This was I feel. And karma, as a karma yogi, where are we just sitting and taking everything lying down? We are doing work, we are taking care of our body, we are doing sadhana. This is what will be prescribed, because our body is nothing but panchamahabhutas, and astrologer will give you some remedy to correct it. That's it. I mean, he will not tell you to do anything else. Of course, as I keep repeating, he has to be a good astrologer, and he will tell you to chant, he will tell you to do lots of pranayama if it is to do with shani and all. He'll tell you to correct your food. which you said now next in one of the chapters, it will be there. Uh, so these are the remedies he'll be giving, nothing more. I mean, those kind of remedies, if you do, would that harm? Like, we normally go to doctor, we go to counselors if we are not, if we feel not so good about it, we seek remedies. Now we just don't sit here, because we have a free will part also. We don't take everything as a destiny, right? So that
So
free
this
will,
is
let
the
me work on that free will, and still the result is the same. I'll take that as a prasada. But I can't just be sitting and saying that just because I'm a karma yogi, whatever comes in my way, I'm just going to take it like that. No, that Purushartha,
Pranalji,
I'm going to
this is the right word you have used. We have to have the combination of our free will and because see, going to the doctor and taking the medicine is the right thing you are saying, but getting caught up one after the other with the medicines throughout your life, visiting the doctors one after the other, like milking cow and eating the fodder, like you should not get stuck with any kind of repetitive this thing. You keep your should buddhi, viveka all the time alert and alive. And
Yes,
as
this will be
Prabhu
used as
said,
a tool. No, this has no more importance than just using that as a tool.
ah,
As
correct.
like I will be going to a doctor only when I'm sick. I will need help, seeking help from somebody who has been given approval by Guruji. And
Yeah, do
because
that. No, do that.
Guruji himself has started a Jyotish section in his, there people might go, and he keeps saying, okay, chant Om Namah Shivaya, because it corrects your Panchamahabhutas in your body. So when so much of backing from Guruji is there, that's
No,
where
but
I
how much?
felt.
How much? See, you
No,
are
no, I'm not
you
saying people have to go every day and look for. See, and
so
for that matter,
that's what the
whatever
meaning of
happens
the
in,
five.
ah,
No,
definitely,
don't get perturbed by the word like pet continuously eating the chara and giving the milk. Don't get perturbed with that word. Basically, not to get stuck with anything. That is the whole life going searching for the and then wearing all kinds of stones. And some people you see the whole their life is based only on jyotishi and stones and doing pujas and here and there, even the Tirupati, everywhere, that this thing is continuously in their minds to get the remedies and then success. And don't get stuck
yeah,
with
yeah.
that kind of
I
things.
definitely, I will
Pranali,
not be for
Pranali.
such people. That definitely, and
No, but how
I
to
have
pick the
seen
path,
many
how you,
wrongdoings also. Not that, but there is this science is very pure, and
it's good.
No,
No,
no.
take
yeah,
the help of that. Take the
Mrinal,
help of that.
yeah.
Take the help of everything, but keep it up to that extent.
Yes,
उतना
it
ही
has
करना
its
है.
place. That's what I'm saying. It has its place. You are not going to be stuck over there. But when I need
But
a
see,
doctor, I'll go to a doctor.
out of 100, yeah, out of 100 people who are registered for this WhatsApp group, how many are sincerely attending here? That's what Brahmaraji is saying. Ki, it's not that something like pedestal or something, but definitely getting stuck with this thing. Already we are now on the path of knowledge, ultimate ज्ञान की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं हम. ऑल ब्रह्मांड का अल्टीमेट यूनिवर्सल ट्रुथ की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं हम. उस समय ये बाकी चीजों को कितना इंपॉर्टेंस देना है वो हम लोग को अंडरस्टैंड करके कीप इट अप टू दैट मिनिमम लाइक होम्योपैथी
Correct,
मेडिसिन उतना ही रखो. यही
correct.
कहना है वो वाले सेंटेंस का. डोंट गेट पर्ट अप विद दैट वर्ड लाइक अ पेट्स कंटिन्यूअसली. कीप द रिचुअल्स आल्सो अप टू दैट एक्सटेंट. See now we are sansaris, so but what happens, sometimes we feel pressure of the society also. Now we have seen the navratris, the way they are celebrated. In every household there is a tradition of Navratri doing something or other, and in bigger families. But getting stuck with that one after the other throughout the year, planning and doing everything for the rituals. Now we really need to little bit have that viveka. That's what the whole purpose of this shloka and whatever Swamiji is saying over here. That's what I feel. Keep it up to the bathroom में जाके स्नान करके पैर पोंछ के बाहर ही आ रहे हैं ना, वो याद रखना है सारा टाइम, उसमें अटकना नहीं कि वापस लिटिल बिट समथिंग हैज dropped on my hand, again I go and take bath, something has happened, again I go and take bath. That is not the right way. Just wipe it out and move on, and then next day take the bath. So keep the rituals and this Jyotish Shastra and all these remedies in its place. CST has its own place. Marma has, Gurudev has opened up all these things, but that doesn't mean you whole your life you are relying on that. Everything little drop of the hat, call that Marma person and take the Marma, take the Marma. That, not to get stuck with any such kind of things. Even the your Jyotish or your regular rituals or your anything, reading all kinds of these pujas and reading all kind of stotras, keep them, but keep them up to the minimum in your 24 hours nitya naimitik and whatever it is. उसके ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा, and if your dharma is like that, अब now certain pandits they learn through the Ved Pathshala and they are going everywhere, that is their dharma. So they have taken that vow and that is there in them, so they are going everywhere and doing the same thing, but we need not copy it. Whatever we have taken our dharma, you need to follow that. Balancing the life is very important sentence, and here not getting stuck with any particular repetitive pattern is what this sentence like animalistic tendencies ka utna hi arth le lo. Don't get feel offended with that sentence. That's what I want to say here. Jai Gurudev.
Lena,
Yeah,
can you read in the chat and let us talk it too?
yeah,
This is
sure.
Veda. It is part of the Vedas, Jyotish, and it is a science. So we all agree with you. It's a Vidya, and it is undoubtedly a part of Vedanga. So we agree with you, and
Dr. Renu, yeah, thank you. I've understood that. It is an Upaveda. It is not Vedanta. It is a Anga of Veda, like you rightly said.
I'm
But it is
saying
not Vedanta. So,
I
from
said
what I
it is
remember,
a
Gurudev said,
part of Veda. Part.
correct.
C-A-R-T.
But part
That's
of
it.
Veda is also Karma Kanda, right? Karma Kanda, all of that is
Yeah,
also
but
part of
why
Veda.
are we discussing it so much? We agree that it is a part of Veda. It is characterized as Vedanga. That means a part of Veda. That's it. And let us respect that and not discuss over it. Those who accept it, like Nana, let's respect her views. And those who don't, that's okay. Let's park the question till Nanaji throws light on it.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Dr. Renu. I just would like to also mention, Gurudev says astrology is a perfect science. We need to know how much of value or um, um, how much we need to use it in our life. He says when you're stuck in a situation, instead of blaming XYZ, you blame it on the stars. So that is how it is going to help relieve you of finding fault with others around you. That is how much I've understood of what Gurudev says about astrology. But I agree, whoever is, I know you and Mrinal are into astrology, signs of astrology, and therefore I understand with what intention that Mrinal is saying what she's saying, but I think we need to look at it in the broader perspective and see how much of it each one requires to use. Again, it is the whole journey is a process of evolution. All of us are a work in progress. We're all in different stages of evolution. So for some of us, it might feel a need. For some of us, it's not felt a need. That's okay. It does not mean because it's not a need for one, it does not we denounce it completely. Absolutely not. It all depends on where the need is. But it has to again come from the understanding that we should the only way out of this samsara cycle is through knowledge.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Jyotish is a knowledge. Let's end it here. Jyotish is a knowledge. And now I have been doing this for the last 3 years. And it is an ocean of knowledge. Like Upanishads. I mean, it's a never-ending science. And that's it. Nothing. We are not talking more than that.
But I'm asking you one question. Will
Yes.
astrology give you knowledge of the self?
No, no,
Of the
no.
It will not, right? So
See,
it may be knowledge. It
Pramraji,
is deep knowledge,
Pramraji,
no doubt.
no, no, this knowledge is not, this knowledge has some purpose to make your life little comfortable, to be on the path of higher knowledge. Like other things, we need food to eat. Same way, we need certain kind of environment to be in that. Unless your mind, your body is intact, you will not be able to think of God. At least for the karma yogis, which we are on the path. For such people, like how Savitaji said, those shlokas and these things helped her to come to this stage. So to come to that stage, we need little bit of help from here and there. When I'm not well, I take Ayurveda medicine, and which we are doing. Just because it is written over there, none of us have stopped doing that, right? To learn a medicine uh, part, how much time you have spent. You have not said that that is going to give you moksha and that's why you joined the medicine. No, it is same like you studied medicine. The astrology is a part whereby holistically they look at the problem in you in a deeper level. It is on panchamahabhuta level. What is gone wrong? The vayu, shani represents vayu has gone wrong in him. So you'll have arthritis and you have inertia. To bring up that, they will tell you to chant some mantras, like if the ketu has gone wrong, Ganesh mantra you chant, and which we have been anyway doing it, just for with purpose to keep your body, which is again a part of Ishvara. This body is also part of Ishvara. Taking care of it, what is so wrong with that? And again, and I am saying, the kind of astrology practices were happening, maybe that has what you call, has given a bad name to that. I do agree with that. People do it too much of it, but what I'm saying here, it is very much to do with your uh, Pancham, it works on your Panchamahabhutas in your body. They will tell you to do yogasana. They will tell you to do pranayama. These are the remedies which are given in the art of living astrologic. Astrologers will give you. They'll tell you to chant, not more than that. In fact, Guruji has told them, not expensive things you are going to. Don't scare people. Don't give them any remedies which will, but they will have to spend more money. These are the things which I have learned. That's why I have so much of liking for this science. Plus, I felt that yes, this will help people. Like if you are not well physically, you can go to a doctor, but the problems come from all the sides. Luckily, we are not in that state. Otherwise, people will buckle down. They will get into bad habits. They will get into some addictions. They will get depressed. For such people, this will definitely help. to chant some mantras, to do some pranayam. People may not be on this path. The people may not be on this path like in art of living or so. If such people go to astrologer, they will get onto the path. This is what remedies which I have learned. They will tell you to chant. They will tell you to do, if it is Saturn or Ketu, they will tell you to do lots of pranayam, because those are the Vayu things. If your Pitta has gone up, like Mars is not good in a good position, they'll tell you to stop spicy food, which is recommended by in Ayurveda. We follow Ayurveda, that is all okay. But why not astrology? Because there is a misconception now, and I know many people have misused the knowledge to take people out away from this path. Uh, yeah, I think I need to study more to convince that this is this will not take you to moksha, but this will aid your body to be on the right path. Your mindset will be in the right path with the remedies, which
Correct.
where on you will be able to pursue the path of knowledge. This is just an aid. Like if I'm hungry, I'll go to a grocer, buy some food stuff, eat. That is his work, giving me a food. I'll go to a doctor to get some medicine so that my body is okay, so that I can pursue on this path. This is what is work. That science is nowhere to take you to moksha. That totally agree. It has its place. It
Yeah,
has
I think
its
let's conclude with this understanding that it is like an aid.
yes,
Not everybody
absolutely.
needs to use it.
No, no,
Whoever
no,
feels the
no.
need to use it will use it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right?
Because
So I
not
think that's
everyone will go to astrologer. Definitely
correct.
not.
So
And no one has to go. But let's pray that no one has to go.
yeah.
And
So I think
see if people get better, like people go for some with problem to the astrologer, they will never go and call him that, oh, my things were better now. I got the remedy. Just like how many people go back to the doctor saying that people will not want to go to a doctor or go to an astrologer again with the problem, because if their problem is solved, it is solved. No one will go back to the astrologer again.
Now there's no need to convince everyone. Everyone has a path and everyone knows how to active.
I know.
Please don't try to force our views on them. I
Yes,
agree
yes, yes.
with you after 3 years of studying. But now, this is
Yeah.
not a must to live
No,
your.
no, it is not must for everybody. Like I
Yeah,
don't have to
please.
go to a doctor every day. Same
Yeah.
way, unless I feel the need, I should go.
Let us stick with
Yeah,
Gita and not
yeah,
get into this unending debate. Then
yeah.
there is house gets active, they will go. Okay? So let's start it here.
Yeah. Thank you, Renuji.
yeah. So we had some extensive discussion. Let's continue tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll can you note down the page number, Mrinal, so we can start from where we left?
It's 421, just one page we could finish today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No issues.
Yeah.
Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishnarpanamastu.